Hello, everyone, and welcome yourselves back to the YouTube channel. The moment is here, the finale to Vikings Valhalla. It has come around so quick. We binge watched this throughout the entire day, but a fantastic show nevertheless. All the stories come to an end, but stories that have an end also have a next chapter. Olaf, Freydis, Leif, Harold, and the rest of our characters deal with some brilliant endings to their story. We'll talk about Life and Harold's storyline. They headlined the entire episode 7 with Olaf uniting with Jornder. Life and Harold's storyline in this episode was really cool because obviously going down the water, it was all to do with Mariam's death. Mariam was passing away. An emotional episode for her, because when we was greeted with her, we didn't know, but with the whole cough thing, she was eventually dying. Um, and we got so much time with her. She developed into such a fantastic character, and Life now has to lose another woman in his life. He lost Liv. He hallucinated. He survived a suicide attempt, and he got through it. He met Mariam through this moment, and now he's been traveling for months with her, and they have come so close. And he's learned so much. He gets the key to her home, but the scene where they all say goodbye to her, and he laid with her until she died. It was so emotional. Again, I say this, it's a testament to how well they're written. Marion, they introduced someone who was dying, and they made us give a shit about her. They made us give a shit about her and Life's relationship, the bond she had with everyone else in the group. And I think when she died, and they buried her, and they did it in a proper way instead of throwing her off the boat or doing it like that, doing like proper funerals. I think it was done very well, and I think I'm glad they gave her enough time, to have a good send off, to bury her, and then obviously the next moment came when they met the Emperor. I think this was a bit of a thing of, I don't know if they ran out of time or thing, but like the Emperor went, "We've traveled." It's like, why? And it's like, oh right, here's the reveal of the series. Um, Elena, the daughter of the man who made this whole trip possible, is the wife to be of the Emperor. So basically, Harold has handed no treasure. Basically, she is the treasure, and made everything worthwhile, unless the stuff in the treasure chest was the stuff she was wearing. Now basically he can get anything he wants, and we know season 3 is going to be huge for Harold becoming King of Norway. I think if he doesn't end King of Norway end of season 3, it's gonna be someone we followed the entire journey on. Life, Freydis, maybe one of those three. Um, but I think the shot of them getting to the city at the end, lining up, finding out this news that she is the wife to be of the emperor, now to be an empress. I think Harold and her still will be the chosen couple, but I don't know what's going to happen now with him and Freydis, because they were basically meant to be. They are father and mother to this child. So I'm very intrigued because he moved on very quick. Um, but yeah, thinking about Freydis, Olaf and Jorundir team up in this episode because Jorundir wants to kill Hurrika. He doesn't know Hurrika's dead. And it leads to a chain of events of luring Olaf onto the island, of where one of the greatest scenes in 2 seasons took place, where when I watched this scene, I was thinking, is this going to be like the Cersei scene, where, she goes, let them burn and the others blow up? It was very reminiscent of that. She released a type of fuel of sorts into the water of where she burned all of entire crew. An incredible, what is it? An incredible firing moment that was amazing, pasted very well. She was speaking to Olaf and the king very well. Um, she was walking, she was learning more about them, and then she burned them all. And then to have a fight scene against Olaf that I felt very much had to end Olaf's reign on the show. did very much that. From a great fight scene to a spike right through the heart, or through the body, through the side, through the heart. And to let the king live was a very noble thing. I think simply because she knows she's got a child. She knows the king is very young, and she knows he's no threat to her. And I think it was a testament to what this storyline was all about. You know, Yorinda ended up dying by killing Olaf's right hand man. You know, killing the guy who had allowed Olaf get this far to help out that line of men who had put their line on the line for Hurricane, you know, who had become friends with Freydis and then helped Yorinda when it meant the most. And I thought it was a fantastic end to Yorinda storyline. I wish he didn't die, but I think, you know, it's good that they're killing characters off. He redeemed himself. He knew he wasn't a traitor because he was only there for Hurricane, not the people. And I think Yorinda more than knew that. And it was just a great ending to Freydis' storyline when she returned the king home, made peace with the queen, and there was no questions on where Olaf was. She didn't give a shit. She just cared about her son. That was the main thing. It was a fantastic ending to her storyline. It was a fantastic ending to Life and Harold's storyline. And I will say this. The last line when the woman goes up to goes, "You're Freydis, keeper of the fate." And just like episode 1 where she said no, this episode she was like, yes, that is me. So she became confident, she became noble, she became the person that people needed to be. And I wouldn't put it past me if Harold died in season 3 and Freydis became Queen of Norway. It truly wouldn't surprise me because her development as a character, as a person, as everything she went through by herself is truly noble and brilliant. And to have the people beside her now, especially that young girl who she had believed in one of the early episodes, was fantastic. A truly, truly fantastic show from them guys. But I'll talk about the final storyline that I think is going to be a huge storyline for season 3, and I think the biggest season for them. And that is Godwyn. The gift that was given on the wedding night from the Queen was a necklace from the bear. And I believe this will spark a huge storyline between Godwyn and the Queen in season 3. And I truly believe he had not been behind anything up to this point, but I believe this is his breaking point. Giving someone that he now cares about a necklace from someone he once cared about, knowing full well this signifies that he's dead or been killed by the Queen, not knowing, you know, Godwyn's full circumstances of the knowledge of what he knows. I think it's a truly amazing moment that I think is going to truly backfire on the Queen. I hope something huge happens in the London storyline. I think it has to. I think it's the weakest storyline, even though, like I said, it was the main storyline in season 1, because that's where everything was involved. But now you have to understand, what is Godwyn's position. Does he kill the Queen? Will he kill the King? He has a lot of respect for the King, you can see that. So it's just going to be very intriguing to see what goes on with these storylines. But I'll leave it at that. You know, this season offered so much, so many brilliant storylines that led us in a great direction. I'm glad they didn't rush things to get Harold and Freydis back on the same page. You know, they're in completely different locations. They will unite at the end of season 3, or they won't. You know, that's the thing. Will Harold and Freydis ever see each other again? Will Life and Freydis ever see each other again? Will we ever cross paths on Norway and London? Olaf is now dead, one of the main characters of the show, the main villain of the show. And will we see the great grandfather of the King of Norway return? So many storylines are on the line. What will Harold request of the Emperor? How will relationships go forward between Eleanor and Harold? Will they become one? Will they become a couple? I guess we'll have to wait a year and find out. But I will be doing a full series review. I will be doing speculations and predictions. I want to do some character tier lists, and if you want to see any other videos, in particular from the Vikings Valhalla Season 2 series, then do let me know down below. I had an absolute blast with this show. I think it, I'm not gonna say it exceeded expectations, but I'm glad Olaf was killed. I'm glad they killed off characters. I'm glad they built relationships. I'm glad they solidified relationships. I'm glad they made Life and Harold even closer. Freydis' story was fantastic from an independent point of view, and I just think they need to improve the London storyline going forward because there is potential there. Because I think Godwin and the Queen are fantastic actors, as well as the King. So it's just a simple fact of what will be the final season of storylines there. So that is it for Vikings Valhalla Season 2. Expect the Vikings to be coming very soon. I'd love to get that entire show watched before the Vikings Valhalla to learn more about the heritage of these characters and the past and the years before the Vikings. And that is it from now. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.